to study some selected animals on the basis of their external features. Diversity among animal kingdom is enormous. A systematic study of such a vast number of animals would not have been possible without a proper classification. Zoologists have identified sufficiently large number of animals varying from microscopic protozoans to the giant whale. These animals have been classified based on their morphological similarities and dissimilarities and phylogenetic relationships. We will look at a different animal to understand their external features. We require an amoeba, hydra, fasciola, ascaris, hirudinaria, polemon, bombyx mori, apis indica, Pila globosa, Asterius, Scoliodon, Labiorohita, Rana tigrina, Chilotis, Oryctolagus lagomorpha. Let us study the amoeba. The amoeba comes under the phylum Protozoa. The whole body of amoeba is made up of a single cell. Body shape is irregular with many blunt pseudopodia. The nucleus is round. A contractile vacuole and several food vacuoles are present in the cytoplasm. Following we'll look about Ascaris. Ascaris comes under the phylum Aschelminths. They are commonly called as roundworm. Body length is from 20 to 40 centimeters and cylindrical from 5 to 6 diameter with no segmentation. Sexes are separate. The females are longer than the males. Both the ends are pointed. Posterior end of male is ventrally curved. Single longitudinal lines are on the dorsal, ventral and on the two lateral sides all along the body's length. Out of these, the lateral lines are comparatively more distinct than the other lines. Next is about Hirudinaria. Hirudinaria comes under the phylum Annelida, class Oligochaeta. They are commonly called as leech. The body is elongated with convex dorsal surface. The dorsal surface is dark green and flat ventral surface, and the ventral surface is yellowish brown. Size varies in each. Leeches contract and elongate their body much beyond the limits. Body surface always remains moist due to secretion of mucus from the body wall. At the anterior end on the ventral surface, a cup-shaped anterior sucker is present. Mouth is present in the center of the anterior sucker. A ventral sucker is also present at the posterior end of the body. Hundreds of arranged grooves or annuli are present on the body surface. We'll see about polemon. Polemon comes under the phylum Arthropoda, class Crustacea. They are commonly called prawn and usually orange-red, but the color varies. Body is divided into anterior cephalothorax and posterior abdomen. The cephalothorax can be identified by a thick and hard shield-like cover called the carapace. Anteriorly, the carapace is extended as a serrated and pointed rostrum. A pair of stalked compound eyes are present at the anterior end of cephalothorax. At the end of the last abdominal segment, a terminally pointed structure, telson, is present. There are 19 pairs of jointed appendages, that is, one pair in each segment. In the cephalothoracic region, there are 13 pairs of appendages, of which antenules, antenna, chelate legs and non-chelate legs are the prominent ones. The appendages of the 5 anterior abdominal segments are called the pleopods or swimming legs. The appendages of the last abdominal segment are broader and are called uropod. Next comes Bombyx mori and Apis indica. Bombyx mori and Apis indica come under the phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta. Bombyx mori is commonly called as silk moth and Apis indica is commonly called as honey bee. In Bombyx mori, heavy and stout body is divisible into head, thorax, and abdomen. Head is comparatively small. Thorax is provided with 3 pairs of jointed legs and 2 pairs of wings. Abdominal segments are continuous with thoracic segments. The entire body as well as wings are covered with microscopic scales. In sitting posture, the wings remain outstretched like the wings of an aeroplane. In Apis indica, there are 3 types: queen, worker, drone. Queen is fertile female, large in size, in a colony of bees. Every colony has a single queen bee. The abdomen is long and tapering. Wings, eyes, and legs are small. Wax gland is absent in the abdominal segment. Workers are unfertile female, which are smallest in size. The abdominal segments bear wax glands, which are present ventrally on the 4 posterior abdominal segments. A sting is present at the end of the last abdominal segment. Pollen collecting baskets are present in the thoracic legs of workers. Drones are males, which are larger than workers but smaller than queen. The eyes are very large, that is, even larger than those of workers. Wax glands are absent in the abdominal segments. Following, we will see about Pilia globosa. Pilia globosa comes under the phylum Mollusca. They are commonly called as apple snail. The body of the animal remains lodged within a hard and one-piece spirally coiled calcareous shell. There is a wide opening at the end of the last wall of the shell, which remains closed by another calcareous plate called operculum. The body consists of 4 regions: head, foot, visceral mass, and mantle. We'll now look at the Asterias. Asterias comes under the phylum Echinodermata. They are commonly called as starfish. Starfish is a unique marine organism which can be identified by its star-shaped pentamerous structure. Body has a central disc from which 5 tapering arms radiate. Radiating from the mouth, there are 5 grooves, the ambulacral grooves, which continue in the 5 arms on the oral side. Special organs called tube feet are present in these ambulacral grooves. Now we will see about phylum Chordata and its classes. Superclass Pisces. In superclass Pisces, there are 2 classes. They are Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes. Scoliodon comes under the class Chondrichthyes. They are commonly called as shark. It is a marine fish having elongated, streamlined, dorso-ventrally flattened body at anterior end and laterally compressed at posterior end. Tail is elongated with heterocercal caudal fin. The upper and lower halves are of unequal size. Body bears several unpaired and paired fins. The unpaired fins have 2 dorsals, a lobed caudal, and a median ventral fin. Pectoral and pelvic fins are in pairs. 5 pairs of gill slits are present laterally between mouth and pectoral fins. Osteichthyes. Labiorhoeta comes under the class Osteichthyes. They are commonly called as rohu. Streamlined and laterally compressed body, which is grey or black on the dorsal side and silvery on the ventral surface. Size may reach up to 1 meter in length. Body is divisible into head, trunk and a tail with homocercal caudal fin, that is dorsal, and ventral lobes are of equal in size. The margin of the lower lip is fimbriated and the whole body is covered with overlapping cycloid dermal scales. Let us see about Rana tigrina. Rana tigrina comes under the class Amphibia. They are commonly called as frog. The body consists of head and trunk, neck is absent. The highly placed external nasal opening. Eyes are bulging and covered by a nictitating membrane. The outer boundary of middle ear is covered by a membrane called tympanic membrane. Skin is naked, that is without any type of scales, and slimy, that is secretion of mucus glands present in the skin. Forelimbs are smaller than the hind limbs. The forelimbs have 4 and hind limbs have 5 clawless digits. An interdigital web-like membrane is present in the hind limbs, which is used for swimming. Following is about Calotes. Calotes comes under the class Reptilia. They are called as garden lizard. The body is divided into head, neck, trunk, and elongated tail. The body is covered with rough epidermal scales and 2 pairs of pentadactyl limbs are present. The digits are clawed and the skin provides the animal with protective coloration in its environment. Finally, let us look forward about Oryctolagus lagomorpha. Oryctolagus lagomorpha comes under the class Mammalia. They are commonly called as rabbit. A medium-sized animal, about 40 centimeters in length when adult. The body is covered with hair and is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and a small tail. The head is pear-shaped with a blunt snout. Anteriorly, it bears a mouth and a pair of external ears, the pinna. The upper lip has a median cleft through which the incisor teeth get exposed. Few prominent and stiff hairs are present laterally on the upper lip. These are touch-sensitive tactile and called vibraceae or whiskers. Males have a small cylindrical and muscular penis, a pair of scrotal sacs in which a pair of testes are lodged. Females have slit-like vulva and have 4 to 5 pairs of mammary glands which open ventrally as teats along the thorax and abdomen. They are viviparous. We have learned the external features of different animals on each phylum. There are even more animals with their external features in the animal kingdom.